Welcome back. Day 10, 100 Days of Nice. The N in NICE stands for Nurturing Self Talk. The nurturing self talk was I am a creator. The integrity practice was I spent a lot of time writing, particularly through a variety of journaling exercises, and I also spent time singing, which is a very creative and expressive outlet for me. The C stands for commit, compassion, complement. And I was committed to the ground rules. I did practice compassion for myself. There was definitely need to do so. And the complimenting that I did was that I celebrated and congratulated myself for going on a run. After canceling over the weekend, I really knew it was important for me to show up and follow through, even though it was a rainy day. We committed to it and we ran, and I put more of an effort than I even did the first time. So that is progress, and I'm very proud of myself for doing that. I also want to compliment myself for continuing to develop this skill called consistency. Consistency is not glamorous. However, I am very much aware that continuing to enhance our consistency is so essential, not only in our personal development, but also in our professional endeavors. And I am committed to continuing to develop this skill, and I must celebrate the fact that I have been doing so thus far. The emotional intelligence piece is curiosity. I felt a lot of curiosity yesterday. The intelligence that I extracted from being in that emotional state was remembering how important it is to continue to ask questions. Always be curious, asking questions, because that is necessary for us to expand our awareness. If we ever reach a place of made it, then we do not allow ourselves the privilege of continuing to grow and evolve and become bigger and wiser and more intelligent, etc., etc. So, continuing to ask questions. I also was moved by the awareness of how much time I was spending consuming things. And I know I'm not the only one here. I noticed that I'll consume something. I listen to books or speeches or interviews that tend to be like really motivating or inspiring. And I'm like, yeah, yeah. I'm really moved by something. And I tend to just press play for the next video or press play for the next podcast so I can listen to something else to kind of get that high again instead of what I was reminded and convicted of in this emotional state of curiosity yesterday, and thinking about it through the lens of I am a creator, is that as creators, we consume to create. So I learned through this how I need to be more intentional about consuming things to then create. Look at nature. When anything in nature consumes, when this plant consumes the nutrients for the soil, it does so that it can then create and grow and expand itself. The same thing with us. When we consume, it is with the intention to, or it can be with the intention to create, to expand, to make our contribution, to leave our mark. And that is something that came to my attention yesterday. So this is where the compassion piece comes in. So instead of being very critical with myself or judging myself, I realized that I realized the pattern. I realized what I was doing. I was kind of chasing the high, the motivation high. And I was able to stop myself and redirect myself to be like, okay, this really resonated with you. Why? What are you going to do with this? How are you going to integrate this with what you already know, with what you've learned? Is it consistent with what you already know? Are there some edits that you feel are worth changing, or is this giving you a totally different perspective, and there are perhaps some things that you were holding on to that you would like to release? Also, how can you apply and create this? What can you do with this? How can you translate it in your own language or through your own flair? And that's something that I want to continue to build off of, because I think that's more of a lifestyle thing than a one day thing. But that kind of aha moment came to me yesterday, and I hope part of it resonates with you. So I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you again soon.